Students of class 8, this is yet again another new lesson number 15, Harry Potter Learns Quidditch. This chapter is an extract from Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, written by Joanne Caitlin Rowling. So, J.K. Rowling is a renowned British author who has won millions of hearts with her Harry Potter series. The idea of Harry Potter actually struck her while she was waiting for a train. The roller coaster ride of Harry's life touched so many people that many movie adaptations were made after the release of the book. She's had 500 million copies. She's had the best-selling book series in history. She has three children and was married twice. And like we said, here is a picture of some of the series of the Harry Potter series, the fantasy novels. And from this, Harry Potter Learns Quidditch. Our lesson is an adaptation and extract from Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. So basically, in this extract, we're going to learn about how a young wizard named Harry Potter discovers the joy of his magical world. And a few other characters in this extract are Ron. Ron is Harry's friend, and Oliver Wood, who is Harry's mentor. He's going to teach him how to play a certain game of Quidditch. So the story begins with Harry having trouble keeping his mind on his lessons while in class that day, because his mind was wandering up to the dormitory. Dormitory is where the room with many beds, like the hostel rooms where you have many beds aligned in a row of schools and colleges. Yeah, that dormitory. So his mind was all wandering up to that dormitory of his, because in that dormitory, he had this new broomstick which was lying under his bed. And like the fantasy novel puts it, the broomstick could also move. So Harry was troubled if it would be straying off to the Quidditch pitch where he would be learning to play that night. Then in the evening, he ran upstairs with his friend Ron to unwrap his new broomstick. So his new broomstick was the Nimbus 2000, and Ron was very happy to see his friend's new broomstick. He just said wow to it. And this broomstick, Nimbus 2000, looked wonderful. It was sleek and shiny with a mahogany handle. It had a long tail of neat straight twigs, and Nimbus 2000 was written in gold near the top. So at around 7 o'clock, Harry left the castle, his dormitory, and set off towards the Quidditch pitch in the dusk later that evening. So he had never been inside the stadium of the Quidditch game. There were hundreds of seats raised in stands around the pitch so that people could watch the game. And at either end of the pitch, there were golden poles with hoops on the end. Hoops mean circular rings. Here's a picture of what the potential Quidditch pitch would look like. And these rings, these hoops, reminded Harry of the little plastic sticks children blew bubbles through, except that these hoops were actually 50 feet high. He was very eager to fly or to wait for Oliver Wood. And then he mounted his broomstick and kicked off from the ground. He felt very good when he did that, and he sped up and down the pitch. The Nimbus 2000 turned wherever he wanted at his lightest touch. So then Oliver Wood happens to come to the scene, and then he was carrying a large wooden crate meaning a wooden box, under his arm. Harry landed next to him, and then he said, "Oh, very nice, good job, Harry. Now come have a look at what is here right now. You have to understand this." So he opened the crate, and inside were 4 different size balls. And Harry Potter was amazed by that. And then Oliver Wood tells Harry that Quidditch is easy enough to understand, even if it's not too easy to play. And he goes about explaining the rules of the game. There are 7 players on each side. 3 of them are called chasers. Oliver Wood then took out a bright red ball about the size of a football, and he said that the ball was called the quaffle. The chasers were supposed to throw the quaffle to each other and try and get it through one of the hoops to score a goal. And 10 points would be given to every time the quaffle goes through one of the hoops. And then he says that the chasers throw the quaffle and put it through the hoops to score. It was like basketball on broomsticks with 6 hoops. Now, there's other player who's called the keeper. The keeper will fly around the hoops and stop the other team from scoring the quaffles. Harry Potter then pointed at the 3 balls left inside the box. And Oliver Wood told him that these are the bludgers. There are 2 bludgers, identical balls. They were jet black in color, slightly smaller than the red quaffle, and they seemed to be straining to escape the straps which were holding them inside the box. And Oliver Wood warned Harry that you have to stand back. And then he bent down and freed one of the bludgers. The black ball rose high in the air and then pelted straight at Harry's face. Harry swung at it with the bat to stop it, breaking his nose and sent it zigzagging away into the air. And it zoomed around their heads and their shot at Wood, who dived on top of it and managed to pin it to the ground. So Wood panted, "See, that is how it's supposed to be done." He also further says that the bludgers rocket around trying to knock players off their brooms, and that's why you have 2 beaters on each team. So the Oliver Wood explains to Harry Potter that the Weasley twins, the 2 twin brothers, were the beaters on their team. Their job was to protect their side from the bludgers and try and knock them towards the other team. So that was what the Weasley twins were supposed to do, as they were the beaters of the Gryffindor team. Then again, Harry asked if there had been an accident while playing that game of Quidditch. And then Oliver Wood explains that nobody has ever been killed. That's about it. Getting hurt precisely must have happened during the game. We've had a couple of broken jaws, but nothing worse than that, he says. And then again explains the last member of the team is the seeker. That would be Harry Potter. He was supposed to be the seeker of their team. And he didn't have to worry about the quaffle or the bludgers. Wood then reached into the crate and took out the 4th and the last ball, which compared with the quaffle and the bludgers, it was tiny, about the size of a large walnut. It was bright gold and had little fluttering silver wings. This is what is known as the golden snitch, said Oliver Wood to Harry Potter. This is the most important ball of the lot. It's very hard to catch because it's so fast and difficult to see, and it's the seeker's job to catch it. So Harry Potter, being the seeker, it was his job to catch the golden snitch. You've got to weave it in and out of the chasers, beaters, the bludgers, and quaffle. Get it before the other team seeker, because whichever seeker catches the snitch wins the team 150 extra points, and that nearly always wins. That's why the seekers get fouled so much, he said. And he further explains that a game of Quidditch only ends when the snitch is caught, so it can go on for ages. And there was a record of the game being played for 3 months in their school. And they also had to bring in substitutes so that players could get some sleep. So then he asks, "Do you have any further questions, Harry?" And then Harry shook his head. He understood what he had to do all right, and it was doing it that was going to be the only problem. That is the end of your lesson. Harry Potter learns Quidditch. Coming to your assignment, first question is, who is J.K. Rowling? 2 is, why couldn't Harry concentrate on his lessons? Third, what was Nimbus 2000? Fourth, who were the Weasley twins and what was their job in Quidditch? Fifth question is, what was the golden snitch? These are 5 questions, each carrying 2 marks. This is your assignment. Please submit it on time. Thank you.